Had a running back in Josh Jacobs, a rookie out of Alabama. Ran for 85 yards on 23 carries, had 2 touchdowns. You look at Tyrell Williams, the guy that was supposed to be playing opposite Antonio Brown, and they were supposed to be a dual threat, but now that Antonio Brown supposedly messed things up for the Oakland Raiders, it's Tyrell Williams' show. He showed up and showed out. 6 receptions for 105 yards. Tight end, Darrell Waller, his checkered pass. Some battles that he's had. Hell of a football player. He's just starting tight end. 7 receptions, 70 yards. Got to give credit where credit is due. He was getting open against Denver's defense. Here's the thing. For me, I watched Denver, and I got to tell you something. I expected better. And at some point in time, I got to start looking at John Elway. Now, I can't blame it all on Joe Flacco, especially after Deshaun Hamilton dropped that touchdown pass, hit him right in his chest. You down 14-6, you catch that pass, you go to 2-point conversion, score time. I get all of that. But I'm just looking at Joe Flacco, 21 for 31, 268 yards, a touchdown, no interception, sacked 3 times. Not a bad performance. Just wasn't Derek Carr's. And then I'm looking at them. Phillip Lindsay can play, he all right, but he ain't going to knock his socks off. I mean, he doesn't move me. Royce Freeman, yeah, he all right. He all right. This kid, Cortland Sutton, really seemed to develop a rapport with Flacco. Flacco was getting him the ball, 7 receptions for 120 yards. Of course, Emmanuel Sanders had 5 receptions for 86 yards. We all know he can ball. But when you look at Denver, there's just nothing that really, really moves you. Offensively, they're an average ball club. They'll be okay. Defensively is where you expect big things from them. You got Vic Fangio coaching that team now. This is the man that was the defensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears last year, led by Khalil Mack. We all know what he brings to the table. And when you look at Denver, you led by Von Miller on defense. You got Shelby Harris and Chris Harris out there. Bradley Chubb, you just drafted him high in the first round over a year ago. Derek Wolfe can play. Kareem Jackson is there. You just look at them and you just say, wait a minute here. I expected this defense to be better. Why are the Oakland Raiders, of all people, fresh off this Antonio Brown fiasco, why is Oakland converting 7 of 8 third downs in the first half en route to their 2 first scores? How's that happening? Riding the momentum of the crowd? I get it. But I just still found myself expecting more from the Denver Broncos. And the fact that we didn't get more, maybe the time has arrived where we need to start talking about the Denver Broncos just a little bit more, because guess what? You won the Super Bowl in 2015 when Von Miller and those boys terrorized Cam Newton in the Super Bowl. Since that time, you haven't even made the playoffs. 3 straight years. They've come and gone. They've missed the playoffs. This is what John, and 3 straight years you've had trouble finding your quarterback. Drafted Paxton Lynch, had Case Keenum. You know? Those ain't the only ones. They're just the ones that come to my mind at this particular moment in time. I'm just saying. When you look at the history of quarterbacks for the Denver Broncos, I got to admit, I expected more. I really, really did. I really expected the Denver Broncos defense to be a bit better than what it was. I can't deny it. They got Trevor Siemian, Case Keenum, Joe Flacco. I mean, I can't believe I'm clamoring for the days of Tim Tebow, for crying out loud. Denver's just not going to be that good. To me, last night, as impressed as I was with Oakland, I viewed the game as a battle of for last place in the AFC West. Because I don't see any of these teams being ahead of Kansas City or the Los Angeles Chargers. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Chargers found a way, make noise when the game. You sit up there, even without Melvin Gordon, Phillip Rivers is still there. Kansas City is no joke, even without Tyreek Hill. Still got Travis Kelce. Still got Sammy Watkins. Still got Damian Williams. And now you got Shady McCoy there too, who looked fresh and young and spry. Just ecstatic to be back with Andy Reid. Why should I expect anything from the Raiders or the Broncos? I just expected the Broncos defense to look a little better. I expected their offense to be trash and their defense to be a lot better. Offense is slightly better than that. Defense was considerably worse. So all of these things are things that we have to look at, particularly as today's show progresses. 888-SAY-ESPN, that's 888-729-3776. You are listening live to the Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio, ESPN News. A couple more things I want to get into. Now that I've had an additional day to reflect on the whole Antonio Brown fiasco. By the way, somebody informed me he blocked me on Instagram. I don't know what would make him think I would care about it. I don't give a damn whether I'm blocked on Instagram or not. Not like I tried to Instagram him directly. You know, I post stuff on my social media pages, but that's about it. Ain't nobody thinking about trying to post something on his page. But nevertheless, what I would tell you is this. Now that I've had an opportunity to reflect on it, ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you all a simple question. When you think about this season, this 2019 NFL season, particularly with the New England Patriots having acquired Antonio Brown, my simple question to all of you is, how do you feel about it as it pertains to parity in the National Football League? See, when Kevin Durant went to Golden State, people were in an uproar. Me too. I was the main one. I didn't even want to watch basketball that season because the balance of power so dramatically shifted, it made no sense. Nobody was going to beat Golden State that year. Nobody. You had to literally wait for an injury to them because nothing else was going to knock them off. Well, a few years before that, Miami had LeBron and D. Wade and those boys. I didn't view that as the same. Even though that was kind of stacking the deck, there was still Boston there with Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Rondo. Indiana was on a come up. And more importantly than anything else, LeBron, D. Wade, and Bosh had never played together. So to me, it was not the same as Kevin Durant already joining a juggernaut who were experienced in playing with one another. They just didn't have him. LeBron, D. Wade, and Bosh had to learn to play together, which explained why they lost to Dallas that first go-round when Dirk Nowitzki went ballistic on them. And somehow, some way, LeBron James imploded, and even Jason Terry was guarding him. Kevin Durant in the Golden State was different. But I remember everybody, myself included, being in an absolute uproar. My question is, how do we feel about that with the NFL? Because let me tell you something right now. Barring injury, there's nobody that's beating the New England Patriots. Y'all do understand that, right? There's nothing to talk about here. There's nobody that's beating the New England Patriots. I mean, there's just too much firepower. It's damn near unfair. And I remember when they were playing, see, the only thing, do you realize that right now, the only thing we have to hold on to hope for a competitive, parity-laden season are the New York Giants? Now, for those of you who think that that statement means I must be on crack, please understand I'm talking about the New York Giants from 2007, 2011. I'm not talking about these Giants. I'm saying the 2007 Giants, the 2011 Giants. But even that, we found ourselves hoping against hope that they would do something none of us believed they could do. But Michael Strahan and the crew thought they could get to Brady, and if they could get to Brady, they could change everything. And believe it or not, barring injury, that's all you can hope for. That's all you can hope for. And I thought about it because I said even that ain't good enough because I thought about Chicago doesn't need to blitz to get to the quarterback, but their offense is not good enough. But then I thought about how, well, Eli Manning, Mario Manningham, Plexico Burress, whomever, you know, Their offense wasn't a juggernaut either. So maybe there is a chance. I just can't see it. I can't see Brady with Belichick having Antonio Brown with a healthy Josh Gordon, Julian Edelman. I just can't see how you're going to beat New England. James White, Sony Michel. I mean, what the hell? I don't see how. I don't see. Is it not? If we're going to talk about Antonio Brown, I guess my question to everybody would be, is it time to start talking about the New England Patriots in a fashion that asks the question, are they going undefeated this season? Are they going to pull it off? Because anybody could be beaten on any given Sunday. I'm just saying it, theoretically speaking, it's a foregone conclusion. I don't see how anybody can beat these guys. I really don't. 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. That was Straight Talk Wireless. Everything for less, only at Walmart. By the way, do you have frequent heartburn? Like the kind where you have an acid stashed everywhere in case it pops up? You know what I mean. You keep some in your bag or your desk or your car or your nightstand. You have those chalky tablets ready for whenever and wherever heartburn strikes. Well, listen up. There's an easier way to deal with your heartburn. That's Prilosec OTC. Just one pill a day will last a full 24 hours with zero heartburn. So kick your antacid habit. It's possible with Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.